Hello, everyone. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. I have a very, very unique show today. You know, not too long ago, I had the opportunity to interview Mr. Tiran Behrouz. And Tiran is the CEO of Clear View Systems. And let me tell you, Clear View Systems is an internationally known currency exchange software and platform. I mean, everybody uses it throughout the world. I mean, if you're in the currency exchange business, everybody knows Clear View Systems. I mean, they're one of the leaders in the field. He has such a remarkable team. We had such a great interview about entrepreneurship and what Tiran is doing at Clear View Systems that I said to myself, you know, he's got such a great team. Let's bring the entire team on for an interview. And we're going to try and do something magical today because I'm going to have 5 people on this interview. And we're going to talk about what they do and the type of commitment that they've made to the clients at Clearview Systems. But of course, Tiran, I want to start with you. Tiran, you have such an amazing team. Let's start by pulling the lens back to 30,000 feet and tell us all about Clearview Systems.
Thank you for the opportunity again, Andy. Nice to see you again. So we are a software company, a small team of developers. We develop software for the foreign exchange market and recently a little bit more generic for the whole financial market. So our softwares and products are used in more than 40 countries. We have over 400 customers. And we have been in business since 2003. We are growing. We have the small mom and pop shops that use our systems, and we have some of the larger companies, banks and central banks that are also using our systems. Recently, we have been expanding into a little bit more the AML and KYC market, which is the anti-money laundering and KYC market, which is also for financial companies, and it's a more generic product and API solutions that we offer.
I love it, Tiran. You're doing such an amazing job. For those people that love a great entrepreneurial story, search for Tiran's name on the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. Watch this complete interview. It was he and I one-on-one, and man, we just went at it. We learned so much about not only what Tiran's doing with the company, but about his entrepreneurial journey as well. It was very fascinating. Now, what I'd like to do, I want to bring in the CTO, the senior lead developer, Mr. Barclay Berry. Barclay, you're the CTO. I mean, you're the Swiss Army knife of Clearview. I mean, you really are. You know, you're based in Washington. You're one of the leaders in the space. Let's talk about a little bit, Barclay. How long have you been developing this amazing system that's out throughout the world that people are using?
Well, I mean, obviously, Tiran is the one who originated the software, and I met Tiran, man, I don't know, probably almost 20 years ago now, 15 anyway, working in other types of technologies or similar technologies. And so we started a friendship really early on, and probably 10 years ago, he asked me to do some specific development work with him. And that's continued to evolve and grow. The technologies, as you can only imagine, have changed significantly in that period of time. One of the really, I think, exciting things that we've been able to do is utilizing the platform that we use. We've been able to adapt it over the years. So even though our code base for some things is pretty old, we have really brand new technologies that we're constantly adding and bringing in, and working with all these other developers around the world. Pretty exciting stuff. We cover lots of time zones. And people just, are able to jump in wherever is needed.
I love it, Barclay. I'm going to stay with you just for a minute, Barclay. You have so many people using the platform, so many people using the software. There's a number of developers that also need to check in with what they're doing to keep the software up to date and moving in the right direction to make sure that your clients absolutely love what's happening at the business. Barclay, how do you sort of manage all of this sort of, I'm going to call it commotion with all of these software developers and everybody else continuing to develop the system?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, and certainly the key thing is we basically do weekly lunch meetings with everyone and kind of check in. Lunch for me, sometimes it's dinner for someone else, depending on where they are around the world, which is great. The flexibility that all of our developers are willing to adjust their schedules, because it is tough, like you said. Being international, my lunch is Milan's time to almost go to bed. So it's kind of fun working with different people, getting different perspectives. So that weekly check-in with all of our developers, and certainly we have targeted projects for different people. So we all have different areas of expertise. And so depending on schedules, different people are able to, work on that for the week, do our little check-in. Tiran is also awesome in terms of helping identify the different projects and targeting different developers based on their skill set. And we certainly have variety of skill sets.
I love it, Barclay. And of course, you've got one of the greatest names on the .com magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series, Barclay Berry. I love that name so much. And of course, Tiran is just so excited about his team. And of course, having you on the team. When we spoke on our prior interview, he was so supportive of what you do and the way you lead the entire development. So congratulations on that. Now, I'd like to move the conversation over to Jackie. Now, Jackie Marshall, you're in charge of investor relations, and you're really the vice president of business development and partnerships. I mean, wow, what you've been able to accomplish has been remarkable. How long have you been with the team? And tell us a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis, Jackie.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having us. I started earlier this year, but it's been a really great transition, and I've been able to explore different avenues for the company as a whole. It's been a great learning curve for me as well. Obviously, joining any company, there's always a vast learning curve. Being able to work with the team, I've understood how the products are serving the community and our clients. And now it's become an opportunity for us, now that our products and services have grown exponentially, to find new different types of clients and target markets across the world. So that's where we've been putting a lot of our focus. And I've had a great set of hands with Human, being able to strive and reach new target markets, but it's been a lot of fun.
I love it so much. And we want to get to Human in just a minute. But Jackie, with Barclay and Tiran developing and bringing all this new incredible things to market and the software continuing to develop, how do you communicate with your existing customers? What's the best way for you to communicate? Do you do it by phone, or do you do it by Zoom, or do you do it by email? How do you how do you keep all the customers abreast of what's happening?
Primarily, it's through a lot of hands-on communication. I'm a big believer in making sure that we have a strong relationship with each of our clients and partners. So whether that's email or face-to-face or over Zoom, that's primarily the way I like to keep things. Make sure that the communication is transparent and consistent.
I love it. And of course, all the clients rave about the job that you do. And of course, they love the consistent approach of your company and the way in which you keep them abreast of the new developments and answer their questions and make sure what Barclay is and the team of developers are putting into play really comes across in a meaningful way to the customers is just amazing. And that's why you have so many testimonials. Now, I want to bring in Jamie Alvarez just for a minute. Jamie, now you're a senior developer as well, and you're from Colombia. So I know that you're working hand in hand with the development team. I know you work with Barclay. What's it like, working, from Colombia, but yet you've got some partners in America and throughout the other parts of the world? How do you enjoy working with people from throughout the world to come to this great sort of software development that you guys are providing?
Yes, for me, it was a challenge to start working with Clear View Systems because In my country, it's not common that you work for a company, especially in North America. Yeah. Based on my experience and the help with all the team, I could integrate with the team. And right now I am working since 2015 in the company, apporting a lot of software, especially in anti-money laundering reports. Yeah, that is a complex situation because the different regulation in different countries is really a challenge. Today, I am so happy to be part of the team, and I support my knowledge and experience with the other members of the team, like Berkeley, Tiran, Milan. Yeah, it's a very nice team and a very nice company, and I am so happy to be here working with them. Yeah.
Well, Jamie, I love it so much. When I had my interview with Tiran, he's so excited about the future. Of course, the money laundering aspect of the software is very important to the future of the entire company. I know that you're integral in that development. So congratulations on what you brought to the team, working with Barclay and the other people to make sure that, Clearview Systems really is at the top of the game. So congratulations, Jamie, on what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's get to Human. Human Tag.
Hello.
Human really has a very important job because, he's involved with sales. He's doing the demos and the installation and the technical support and helping with the customer relations. I mean, Human, you're wearing so many hats. I mean, you must have 30, 40 hats in your closet. So let's talk about it a little bit. What's it about working at Clearview that's so exciting? Because I know when you do the sales presentations, people just say yes automatically because the system's so amazing.
Hi. Well, thank you so much for having us. And one of the reasons that it's really exciting working with this organization is we're providing services, and my job is acting as a form of a consultant, mostly, not exactly sales. Many of these companies that we're working with, many of them are new to using an automated system. And because of the new regulations that they have in place in different countries, they need to find different avenues to be able to stay in compliance with the regulations so they can continue working. My role is to provide them with a package for different aspects of their business and try to show them that what type of solution will work for them, so it will make their job easier so they can stay in business and do whatever that is needed for their job. There are different aspects that each one of these companies are dealing with, like record keeping, compliance with the regulations, accounting. And if there is any help that we can provide, we will provide it to them. Many of them are not really familiar with the regulations and how they should go about using a system for their job. So this is our approach, and it helps us a lot because many of our customers really appreciate this, that we are not just there to sell a box to them. We're providing consultancy and help them to grow in their business.
I love it, Human. It's really, really awesome and really remarkable. I know Tiran is just so excited about what everybody's doing. Now, Human, let me stick with you for a minute. So you go out into the field and a customer says to you, hey, maybe we could use this type of additional bell and whistle in the software. What do you then do? Do you then sort of get on Zoom with Barclay and say, hey, maybe we can develop something because one of our clients asked for something? How does all that work?
Absolutely. Because of many of these inquiries that we received over time, now we have dedicated times throughout the week that I will sit down with the technical group to show to them what's the feedback that we received from different clients. And our approach for our clients is, it's not that it's just one set software and take it or leave it. We try to customize the software as much as we could for different clients, depending on their needs. And this is on a regular basis that is happening for us. So we have these conversations throughout the week, at least twice. So I can just bring all that information to the table, discuss it with the technical staff, and usually we come up with a solution and a package that is designed to provide the needs and requirements of the clients.
Human, I have to tell you, that's remarkable. And of course, your company is known for really responding to your clients, and the way in which you react and the way in which you communicate with Jackie and Barclay and, Jamie, Tiran, and Milan and the rest of the team is really a feather in your cap because, sort of being on the front lines of sales, you get to hear it, you get to see it, you get to feel it, and you really get to understand what the client's needs are. And the way you respond is really remarkable. So congratulations on that, Human. That's awesome.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Now let's go to Milan. Okay, Milan Adamov. I mean, I'm going all around the world here. I've already been in Colombia. I've been in America. And here we have Milan Adamov, a senior developer from Serbia. Milan, welcome to the show.
Great to meet you.
Now, Milan, you're in Serbia. I mean, I've been to Serbia. I mean, that's a very interesting place. And of course, you connect in with Tiran and Jackie and Barclay and Human in a very, very powerful way. You're developing as well. What does the communication look like between you and Barclay? How often are you talking to Barclay to make sure that the development works, in a way that is powerful for the company?
Well, when we are on when we have to work together on a particular thing, we are almost on daily basis. Additionally to our regular weekly meetings that we have developer ones, more business and technical ones. So that's how we work. So we are kind of close, and we have clients all around the world. So we can hear in strange times, like almost midnight my time, and because of the clients are in New Zealand or in most of the parts of the world. So I kind of adapt to that timetable that I reserve Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or whenever we have meetings at particular times, evenings. I don't go to dinners. I don't go to birthday parties. I reschedule them. So that's how we do it.
I love it, Milan. That's really awesome. May I recommend for you to maybe start having some dinner parties, but bring your computer with you so you can get on Zoom with your clients.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Milan, I know that this is very exciting. I know that Tiran is very happy to have you on the team, and congratulations on what you're doing. And of course, like you mentioned, you have clients all over the world. So it can be midnight or 2:00 in the morning or 4:00 in the morning. Maybe you have to reach out to Barclay. Maybe Jackie's on a Zoom. Maybe Human is, waking up at 4:00 in the morning and reaching out to Jamie. I mean, it's just fascinating what your company can do, and congratulations on that. Now, Barclay, I want to move back to you just for a minute, because again, you've got people in Serbia. There's people, in Colombia. You've got them all over the world. So Barclay, do you speak any foreign languages, or does everyone speak in English when we're communicating together?
Fortunately for me, everyone speaks English. My language skills in other areas are minimal to the required things for traveling.
I love it. That's great. Now, Jackie, when I think about sort of investor relations and being the vice president of business development, how do you get the word out about what you're doing? Or is it mostly people are saying, hey, we've heard about Clearview, everybody's talking about it. I mean, here we are in this space, we're in the money space, and Clearview is one of the top companies, so we already know about it. So tell us more about it. How do you get the word out about Clearview?
It's a bit twofold in that respect. We have a lot of interested investors coming to approach the company. At the same time, because of our reputation, we have actually been notified by the UN that we are one of their top choices, and that we are recommended by the UN to many of our customers, which is great. And it's a testament to how the entire team works together and how well our products and services do. However, of course, there's always a bit of boots on the ground, and there is a requirement to make sure that we not only uphold our standards, but at the same time gravitate towards pulling in new interest into the company.
I love it. I mean, being referred by the UN and being a go-to company by the UN, that's amazing. Tiran, let's go back to you just for a minute. We heard members of your team talk a little bit. I mean, I would imagine you're feeling like anybody would, very proud about the team that has come together at Clearview, and feel very proud about what they've been able to accomplish under the leadership of the team. So Tiran, maybe you could share some insight about where you see Clearview going in the future.
Thanks for the question, Andy. I have to mention that, as you probably know, this is not the entire team, just because it's logistically impossible to gather everybody in terms of the Zoom call and also having an interview with you. So there are other team members I would like to also thank. And if you don't mind, I'll just take a few seconds to appreciate everybody else on the team. I would like to thank Sean Aryan. He's one of our top developers, .NET backend developer. I would like to thank Scott Ward of HabitStack, who's been my business coach for 10 years. Actually, December 2011, that's when we started. So I would like to thank him for all the business insight that he gave me all these years. I would like to thank some of our junior developers that have also been very effective, including Victor, Wykin, Zoya, Kurt, and Marco. And we also have Noel from administration who's helped us a lot, and Esfand, who has helped us in the security aspect of the business. So I just wanted to mention some of the names of people that are not currently available to perhaps have their 2 cents about this. But the whole idea, I think, this year is to think a little bit outside the box and see how we can grow the company into potentially larger markets and more enterprise. Originally, we started with the small companies that could not afford AML compliant software or banking software. But now we're thinking, okay, since we have a couple of banks and central banks using our system, maybe it is time for us to think a little bit outside the box and provide solutions and systems that can target the enterprise market. So with the help of the whole team, we are thinking of bigger systems, more scalable systems that could potentially be released the next year, early next year, and throughout the next couple of years that will change perhaps the direction of the company.
Very interesting. And of course, you've got your ear to the ground. You know what's happening. You get great feedback from everybody on your team. People come to you and they say, hey, Tiran, we need this, we want this. And of course, you play it like a beautiful orchestra. Now, before we go, everybody get ready, because we're going to play what I call the .com Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Lightning Round. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask everyone a specific question, a very quick type of a response, and we call it the lightning round. So Barclay, we're going to start with you. When it comes to being the lead developer, what's the number one thing that you love the most about doing that job?
Just working with all these other developers around the world. I mean, to me, that is probably one of the best things, and I get to learn from a vast wealth of knowledge. Really, it's amazing.
I love it. That's a great answer. Now, Jackie, are you ready? Here comes your lightning round question. When you wake up in the morning, what gets you going at lightning speed? What's your why that gets you going at lightning speed?
I love being able to create and build. And for me, being an entrepreneur, this company resembles that type of spirit. And that's what keeps me going.
I love it. That's so powerful. Okay, Human, here we go. Human, what's the number one thing that you try and get across to a new customer when you're talking to them about your system at Clearview?
On how we can help you to grow your business, and how we can provide you with a solution that makes your life easier.
I love it. That is so awesome. That's like a whole Harvard MBA right there in one sentence that you just gave. I mean, that really is it, Human. That's the key. Now, Jamie Alvarez from Colombia, the man who's the senior developer working with Barclay and the other members to make sure that this whole thing works at a high level. When you wake up in the morning, what's your why? What gets you going to get on that computer and start developing?
Basically, the first thing is that I have to develop software of quality for Clearview Systems and for all the customers around the world. That is my...
I love it. And you've got such a great attitude and such a big smile. You must be a lot of fun to work with, and I'm sure everybody loves working with you. Now, Milan, the senior developer from Serbia, here's the question for you. Are you going to start going out for some more dinners?
Yes, of course. as soon as this what we are stuck almost 2 years in is over, certainly for more.
Very good, Milan.
Yeah.
Well, listen, everyone, it's been such a delight to have you all on the show. A lot of fun. I brought in a little humor because, we're working so hard. And the space that you're in, it's a serious business. I mean, money is a serious business, and money laundering is a serious business, and being a leader is serious business, and being, a go-to company for the UN to refer your company to people, that's serious. So you're a serious group of people. So I hope you don't mind that I brought a little humor and a little lightheartedness into the show today. But Tiran, I want to finish with you. I mean, you've got a remarkable team. You mentioned a number of team members that couldn't be on the show today, but I just wanted to let you know, Tiran, I mean, I love this. I mean, I've had now the largest number of people on the .com magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. I think, Tiran, we're going to need to bring everybody on a show, everybody on the team at some point in time in the future. Maybe Jackie wouldn't mind doing that. Barclay, I'm going to steal your background. I love that so much. I mean, Human is so busy helping so many customers. And then, of course, Jamie and Milan are doing development. It's so remarkable, the team you put together. Tiran, I want to thank you again. This has been awesome. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to bring everybody on the show. And if there's anything you want to say to your team and to the rest of the team, now would be a great time to say it while we're all on this interview together. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on the .com magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today, Tiran.
Thank you very much, Andy. I would take this opportunity to mention that earlier this year in February, I caught COVID and I was very sick, and things became very dark very quickly for me. But the team has been doing everything so much better than I was ever able to do. Barclay stepped up and helped. Human stepped up. Everybody, Jamie, Milan, Jackie, they all helped push the team forward and make things happen and keep our customers happy. And I keep hearing from our customers that they are so happy with the team. And all the time that I was not able to respond to them, it was just like they didn't even need me. So it's amazing. I really appreciate the team, and I'm really grateful that you brought everybody here. I mean, not everybody, but the senior team members. So thank you for that, Andy.